He's never been a very curious donkey. I could touch him after a couple months, but he'd always been unsure. And now he's laying down, letting me pet him. I started working with him back in December, and now it's March. And honestly, curiosity just really hasn't come easy for him. So I made the decision to go slow and just to help him start thinking instead of freezing. But about 6 weeks ago, something forced me to change that. His neck tag got caught up over his ear, and I needed to step in to help him. So I pushed things a little more than I normally would. And that is when things started to change. He still gets a little nervous, especially with movement around his face. So instead of going straight to the halter, I started with a rope around his neck, just introducing the idea of giving to pressure. The goal is to give him something to search for, not to force it. But to be completely transparent, I wasn't sure if pushing him like that was going to set us back the next day. The next day, I was pleasantly surprised. He came off better, softer, thinking more, showing a little more curiosity than he did the day before, starting to look for the answer instead of freezing. This week, we've had both small and big wins. He's become more comfortable with movement around him. We have been introducing the halter, and he started to look toward me, noticing and acknowledging my presence more often. We also introduced pressure with the rope. And then the big win, he let me pet him while he was laying down. All of these steps are building his trust and his curiosity. We didn't get the halter on this week, but we're getting close. And more importantly, he's starting to get curious. If you want to see the full uncut process from this week, I shared the entire week's sessions with members. One thing I try to pay attention to when working with donkeys is not just what we're doing, but how they feel about each step along the way. Because it's easy to focus on the end goal, getting the halter on, getting something done, and overlook whether they actually feel good about each step. But the next day that I work with them, what I'm really looking for is, does he come out softer, more willing to stay, more thoughtful, instead of just freezing? And with him, that's what's starting to change. He's beginning to look towards me more, to acknowledge me, instead of just freezing or keeping his distance. And when that starts to happen, that's when you know you're headed in the right direction.